The 2021 F1 World Championship was Sainz's first time with Ferrari, but things may have gotten a little competitive. Sainz, however, said that he doesn't want anything weird to happen to his partner Leclerc in the fight for P5. In this video, we'll tell you all about this interaction and also let you in on other F1 news that you might have missed. Max Verstappen also sent a strict instruction to his team Red Bull. First, Carlos Sainz thoughts. Carlos Sainz ensures that he does not want his Ferrari teammate Charles Leclerc to get caught up in anything weird during the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix while they battle for the Formula One standing. Before Sunday's race, Leclerc was standing at 158 points in 5th place, with the Somerset driver Lando Norris behind him at 154 points, followed by Sainz on 149.5. Norris had a decent shot at overtaking Leclerc's position because he qualified 3rd at Yas Marina, while the Spaniard was set to start out 5th, Leclerc 7th. When asked about what he thought about the 2-place advantage on his teammate, Sainz claimed that he was not really worried about his position and instead wanted to focus on the Constructors' Championship, specifically to help Ferrari overhaul McLaren for 3rd place. The Ferrari player said he didn't want something weird to happen in case that gives McLaren a chance to get ahead in the Constructors and hope to end the season on a high. Carlos talked about how finishing strong at the qualifications was a goal of his and wanted to get done with the race the next day in the same manner so that he can go into the winter break happy and satisfied. He said that it didn't matter if he wins the championship or not because to be a part of the final fight for the 5th position with Lando and Charles and having the possibility of defeating them was enough for him to consider this year as a positive one. And I just need to focus and get in a good season finally to go into the winter break confident. And already today definitely helps, Sainz remarked. Sainz ponders over his performance. Sainz believed that his qualifying session in the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix was proof of how he has improved in the past year. He thought about the fact that in the last 6 or 7 races, he had in a way outperformed the car in every qualification, which was something he was able to do in his time at McLaren too. He felt that his being pushed in the last third of the 2021 season actually served as a lesson. He said that he had raced with strong players throughout his career such as Max Verstappen, Lando and Charles. He never felt like he couldn't win and that during the last few races his performance was the likes of what he was like at McLaren and the Toro Rosso. He was in his best form. The Spaniard also said that he was glad that he had done well where it actually mattered because the first day in Abu Dhabi had been disappointing. He revealed that he felt a bit lost but finally found his footing when he found an easier car to drive. Carlos thanks his team for that and stated that although the qualifying rounds were challenging, he and his team pulled through. He talked about how the treatment of the tire in the race was important and disclosed that his approach in Q2 was a little faulty because he was giving it his all on sectors 1 and 2, and so sector 3 was always struggling. So he tweaked his approach in Q3 by concentrating on giving a better performance in sector 3 and finished in 1 minute and 22 seconds, which was his target for Q3. Now let's move on to other F1 news that you might like to know about. Mercedes actually didn't end up using the F1 upgrade tokens. It is true, you guys, the Constructors' Championship winner did not spend any development tokens this Formula One season. Let us tell you everything about it. We know that the coronavirus pandemic caused a ton of financial difficulties for the F1 Championship, because of which the teams were forced to use their 2020 chassis again this year. However, they were permitted to make some upgrades as long as they were confined to the worth of 2 tokens, whose weights depended on how important a part of the car was. Mercedes was very mysterious about where it had spent those tokens while launching their W12 car. James Allison, the current chief technical officer, said that they would not be revealing where they had used the tokens at the moment, but it would be apparent soon enough. He also said that not all parts of the car required tokens to be substituted. But after the team was declared the Constructors' Champion, it was disclosed that Mercedes did not even spend any of its tokens officially. The technical director of the Brackley-based team, Mark Elliott, shared that they didn't want to upgrade the front of the car, but it didn't end up happening. Was Mercedes conspired against? It could be possible that the homologation deadlines combined with the late rule change regarding the floor regulations were done specifically to set back Mercedes, or at least that was what Lewis Hamilton thought. The token spending rules for 2021 came hand in hand with many other requirements, one of which was the teams having to make their decisions decisions and informed the FIA of the site they'll be using to change any homologated components by the 22nd of July 2020. So Mercedes did so, deciding to spend its tokens on an upgraded nose that would potentially improve the car's aerodynamics. However, the tire failures happened at the British Grand Prix in August, because of which the FIA informed the teams that they were tweaking the aero regulations again. This resulted in more restrictions on the floor dimensions, as well as changes to the lower barge board area, something that affected Mercedes immensely. Even if Hamilton's team tried to tackle these changes so as to not affect the performance of its vehicle, it would not be able to do so, because the homologation restrictions forced the teams to decide on any gearbox changes within 5 days of the 2020 shutdown in June. The implications of the changes to the 2021 rules led to all the advantages they had back in 2020 during testing to disappear. So instead of pursuing a new nose, Elliott focused on sorting the basic package in order to conquer the downforce losses, and hence Mercedes never spent its tokens. Despite all this, the team went on to secure the Constructors' Championship at the final round of the season. The total driver crash damage cost this F1 season. Sky Germany revealed the cost spent on each driver's accident, and it is huge. It was Mick Schumacher who cost his team the highest amount of money in crashes than any other driver this F1 season, which was interesting because his team boss, Gunther Steiner, had called him out on his crashes in the summer of this year. Steiner said that Mick's past 5 races, referring especially to the ones in Monaco, France, and Hungary, saw some big crashes and that they're recurring a little too much and getting a little too serious. 22-year-old driver's Uncle Ralph, who was also an ex-F1 racer, got into a verbal battle with Gunther because of this statement. So anyway, back to the repair costs. Sky Germany revealed that Schumacher's accidents resulted in damage of €4,212,500, earning him the top position on the list, barely ahead of Ferrari driver Leclerc. One of the German rookie's high-profile crashes was the one at Monaco, because of which he was ruled out of participating in the qualifying rounds for the Monaco Grand Prix due to the damage his car sustained. Closely following Verstappen was the Ferrari driver Charles Leclerc, who cost his team about $4,046,000. In stark contrast was Alpine, whose drivers Esteban Ocon and Fernando Alonso managed to avoid any serious damage. Alpine incurred €595,000 in total for both its racers. So what did Verstappen say to Red Bull? Verstappen ended up bagging the F1 title earlier this month after winning the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, but he didn't just revel in his victory and instead strictly told his team Red Bull to not give him any special treatment over his teammate Sergio Perez. Perez had joined Red Bull just at the beginning of the season because the Milton Keynes-based team was on the lookout for a new player to become Verstappen's partner. Verstappen, however, after winning the championship, did not want to be called his team's #1 driver. He believed that both of them had equal chances, and that although he did want to be respected, he didn't want to be favored. I don't think I need that either, and in the end, it's not good for the team if it's that way all the time, said the Belgian-Dutch driver. Perez actually lent a hand to his teammate during the race by doing so his best to hold off Lewis Hamilton, who was trying to come back in the lead after a tire change. So while the Briton looked for a way to overcome Sergio, Verstappen caught up to the two drivers. 2021 champion praised Perez for his efforts this season and called him a top guy. That's all we have for you today. What was your favorite race this F1 season? Let us know in the comments down below. Please leave a like if you enjoyed the video and make sure to subscribe if you'd like to hear more from us. Bye.